especially, and I want to bring you to this storm that's moving into Keene, New Hampshire right now. You can see it right behind me here. A lot of lightning on this storm. We were just talking about, actually, there is a lightning bolt that jumped about 17 miles from the parent storm. So one of those that you certainly need to be heading indoors the minute you hear thunder. Our storm in Keene, we'll take a closer look at it right here. It is warned right now. That warning is for the potential for damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and $half-dollar-sized hail. And in fact, it appears the National Weather Service just put a tornado tag on this, which is not a tornado warning, but they're seeing what I'm seeing here too. It's that there is some weak rotation on that, and I'll show you that here on our wind velocity. And many of these storms, they're in areas where there is a lot of spin in the atmosphere and a lot of rotation for these storms to grab onto. Now what we're seeing here on velocity, it's not super obvious right now, but there is some brighter red and some darker red side by side. It's weak rotation, something that will be monitored, and the real concern here is that it's in an overall environment. It's in the atmosphere, part of the atmosphere that is going to allow it to begin to spin more vigorously, perhaps, as this continues to move eastward. So it's in the Keene area right now. This storm will eventually move into the Manchester area in a little while. Let me put a tracker on it for you so we can time it out. Again, what we're looking for today is primarily damaging wind gusts, but you do have the potential of a tornado today as well. In fact, there's a tornado watch, which is in effect for much of the area right now. So we'll put a tracker on this, and it would eventually reach the Manchester area here by around 5:48 p.m., assuming it maintains its strength, and I expect it will, given that there is so much juice in the atmosphere for it to work with. Other places it may impact, Petersboro, Hillsboro, Goffstown, and Derry as well. All of those within the next hour and a half or so, and you can see it's on a track that will take it almost due east at this point right here. Now, I also want to mention our tornado watch, which is in effect. I mentioned that a moment ago, but it was just extended, in fact. So here's what our watch includes right now. You can see everything shaded in the red color. That's your tornado watch. It goes all the way down into actually northern Connecticut and northern Rhode Island. Again, just extended by the Storm Prediction Center, as they have identified ingredients that are certainly ripe for the potential of tornadoes to develop. You can see those brighter yellow boxes. Those are our severe storm warnings. We have another severe storm warning just south of Lebanon out there in New Hampshire, right at the border of Vermont. And these storms will continue moving eastwards as we head into the evening. I'll give you one more look, and then I'll send you back, and we'll open up our radar so you can get an idea of the big picture here. But what you're seeing are a couple clusters of storms, and it looks like not in our area, but we did just get a tornado warning on that storm that is moving into Connecticut. We'll take a look at that right now. Just saw the red box pop up. Now, this concerns me a little bit because this storm is moving in the direction of our area. You can see it right here. This is the border of upstate New York and Connecticut. This storm just got tornado warned. Again, not near us, but moving our direction right now to the north and east. And eventually, let's put a tracker on this because we want to know where this storm is going to go. I'm going to see how quickly this is moving, and then we can figure out when it may enter some of our areas. So let's see. This storm also producing large hail. It is moving 30 miles per hour right now, and if it continues on its track, let me get this tracker out for us, it would eventually get into Worcester County perhaps by about 6 to 6:15. So still a ways out here. 6 to 6:15 though is that time frame I want to watch for the potential of a storm producing what may be a tornado right now to reach Massachusetts. Again, a lot of time for that storm to evolve and change, but right now certainly a situation that we will be monitoring, and I do expect more storms to pop up as we head through the next couple of hours. So we'll be here keeping an eye on trends, watching radar, and I'll mention one more time, you can see our cluster of storms here in southern New Hampshire moving eastwards right now. So if you're near Laconia, Lake Winnipesaukee, down as far south as Manchester, Nashua, that's where we need to be on watch over the next hour as some of these severe storms move into those areas. We also have our newly tornado warned storm not in our area right now. It's on the border of upstate New York and Connecticut, but beginning to move into what will be parts of south central Mass. So that's what we'll be watching over the next hour and a half. And we'll be keeping an eye on more storms that may pop up in the western part of the state as we get into the evening. But certainly a day that has high potential. Hasn't really seen any significant storms yet, but that can change pretty quickly, and we'll be here watching it for you. So stick with us, stay tuned, stay safe, and we'll be back here. And make sure you have that Boston 25 weather app too. That's the best way to get warnings the second they come out. But if something else gets interesting, we'll be here and we'll give you the latest.